Hello guys, it's Celindus, and today I'm going to show you guys my pulverized trample slide build for my 100 hardcore Druid. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to show you guys is how well this build performs inside Champion's Demise. I like farming this place, it's very nice. And then after this, I'm going to show you how it performs in more tighter spaces, like the charnel house. So you guys can get like a feel of like the clear speed flow and how things work. So let's go in. I'll do one lane on this because I don't want to make the video super long. Just to kind of show you guys like the flow of the build. My main thing is clear speed effectiveness. I'm not aiming for super high damage, I'm only aiming for survivability and just clearing effectiveness. So that's pretty much what this build is for, and that's why we mixed in both pulverize and trample together. So let's go in. And while in werebear form, I do have close to 9,000 armor, which is decent. So let's go into this. I'll do the I guess the top lane. I always start off with Grizzly Rage, and then once you run out of spirit and stuff, you can use Storm Strike, and then follow it up with a landslide. And then once you're out of spirit, or if you do run out of spirit, you can use landslide and it'll get pretty much all your spirit back. I'm a little rusty on this character. Usually I could do this absolutely no problem, but I haven't played this character in a while, so bear with me. Okay, I probably shouldn't have picked that up because it's pretty much cheating. I'm sorry. So, a situation like that where I got frozen, I have the option to use Earthen Bulwark or Grizzly Rage to get unstoppable. So that kind of shows you the survivability aspect of this build. I'm gonna do one more lane because that was kind of cheating with the pillar that I got for channeling. Alright, so let's go into this again. Another thing that you guys are gonna want is max evade charges on your boots. This really helps get into position and also like set up for your pulverize, because you kind of want to group them up a little bit. It also kind of helps with the like speed clearing a little bit. So you kind of get in position and then you pulverize. See, once I'm on a spirit, I can just trample, pretty much get all my spirit back. For this area, I like to just trample through, pretty much clears everything. Finish things off with a normal landslide. Keep up your Grizzly Rage as much as you can. The longer you're in Grizzly Rage, the more damage you're going to be doing. So a situation like this, where it's only one person, you could just use your Storm Strike and then use Landslide. Pretty effective. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this. Let's go into a different dungeon. Alright, so now we are at the Charnel House. And I'll just show you guys how it kind of performs in like tighter spaces. It gets a little more tricky. You kind of have to know the layout of the map and position yourself in better spots. But trample really helps in maps like this. Summoning out the landslides kind of clears out everything that's in the little nooks and crannies. So let's go into this. There's usually quite a lot of elites in this. Oops. I accidentally hit my Earthern Bulwark. I usually save my Earthern Bulwark because in a situation where I get stunned or something like, or frozen, it's a habit. I've been playing a werewolf build and I spam Blood Howl all the time, so it's like it's a habit of just hitting that all the time. See how I can charge around and kind of get myself in position. And then once I'm out of spirit, I can always just do the trample. A nice thing is the first wave of trample will actually it'll put them invulnerable, and when the second wave comes up, that's when it does the big damage. Also, the trample landslide is pretty nice for the spiders that explode, and then more spiders come out. And the second wave of the trample landslide will actually kill that second set of spiders that pop out, so that's also a pretty nice bonus. Another thing that you want to do when using trample is, especially against elites, is you don't want to directly run into them. You want to brush the side of them. I'll try and show you guys an example of that. Because if you rush right into it, see like these packs right here, kind of want to just go onto the side of them to do more damage. Because you don't want to knock them out of your tramples or your landslides. So you don't want to knock them out of the way. You want to keep them in the area. But yeah, that's pretty much it for enclosed spaces of how it works. So here's the gear that I've been using, which is Vasili's Prayer. This is great because your Earth skills are now Werebear skills. Then we have Insatiable Fury. This makes your Werebear form your true form, and you gain +2 ranks to all Werebear skills. This is fantastic. It's also got total armor on it and reduction, so all around decent armor. Then we have Legendary Gloves with Pulverize. Pulverize is now Earth skill aspect on it. It's got +4 to Pulverize. You're going to want a lot of lucky hit chance and attack speed, and +2 landslide as well. Keep in mind this is a hardcore build, so I'm going more survivability. This is a hybrid build. It's not fully Pulverize, it's not fully landslide. It's a mixture of both. This is aimed more towards clear speeds and effectiveness and tankiness. And then we get Temerity. These are very optional. I would only recommend Temerity if you have a really good rolled Temerity. Otherwise, it's actually not really that worth it. You can get better stats on a regular legendary. So, yeah, totally optional for these. For boots, we got spirit cost reduction and movement speed. And then we have our Earth skill slow enemies. So very important if you want to get crowd controlled damage. Then for my weapon, I got Pulverize, creates a shockwave. You want to get the highest % one you can possibly get. For this one, I got crit strike damage, crit strike with earth skills, all stats and willpower. I could probably replace the willpower with vulnerable, but I've been pretty unlucky. Then, for our amulet, we got Aspect of the Grizzly Rage. It's not perfect. I'm going to try and get a perfect one, because you want as long as duration as you can possibly get, because you keep stacking up crits with your Grizzly Rage. But yeah, cooldown reduction, total armor, damage reduction, total armor for werebear form. Pretty nice. Then we got landslide, pillars, strike twice. So you want to get lucky hit on your rings. Crit damage, crit chance. And then for my second ring, I got trample. Now summon 6 landslides. This is very important for the build, so I definitely want to get that aspect as quick as possible. But yeah, earth crit strike damage with your skills. You want to get lucky hit on your rings to try and proc that Earth or Might aspect, or Earth or Might passive. And of course you're going to want to put armor into your rings and your amulet. Armor is very nice. And then for your armor, you can go with damage reduction or life, whatever you think feels good for you. I like to go a little bit of both. And then weapon, you can either go critical strike damage for vulnerable, or you can go critical strike damage towards crowd control enemies for your gems. Alright, let's talk about spirit boons. For the first one, I recommend just getting 10% damage reduced from elites, because elites are pretty much the scariest things in the game. And then for the second row of boons, I would go with Avian Wrath. It's kind of a mix-up between attack speed and crit strike chance. I mean, they're all really good. It's whatever feels good for you. Attack speed or more damage or crit chance. Whatever you're lacking in your gear department, you can kind of like move these around to fit. Like if you're already set on attack speed and crit chance, then go with this. Alright, for the third row of boons, I would go with Energize. You want to get as much spirit as you can, because this build relies a lot on spirit. Pulverize consumes quite a lot of spirit. But if you don't have any spirit issues at all, I would go with Bolster. Fortify gives you 10% more for your maximum life. You could go with Calamity too, but honestly I don't think it really extends it all that much. And then for the bottom row, I would go with Obsidian Slam. I think it's still very good even after the nerf. Like, it's still really good, so pick it up. And then I would go with the critical strikes with shape-shifting skills. Heal you for 3% of your maximum life. Still very nice. Pick this one up if you can. Now if you feel like your damage is already super nice and crisp, you could go with Calm Before the Storm to reduce the cooldown of your ultimate for Grizzly Rage. But honestly, I don't feel like this procs as much as it should. Like, you're only gonna get like 2 or 4 seconds knocked off, probably. But this, it's up to you if you want to take this or not. So you can swap these out. But this is definitely a must-have. It's nice to get some healing in there. Alright, so let me show you guys my skill tree. So we're gonna go with Storm Strike as our generator. This is very nice because we get a 25% damage reduction for 3 seconds when you use Storm Strike. We're also going to be applying Vulnerable, which is very nice, 50% chance. Then for our core skills, we're going to be using Pulverize and Landslide. Landslide, the more you level up Landslide, that helps. When we use our Trample, it summons out Landslide, and leveling up Landslide increases the damage. So you're going to want to level that up as well, and that's why I have it on my gloves too. Very important. Let's get back into this. So we go into Enhanced Pulverize, and then we go into Raging Pulverize for the 2-second stun. Then for Landslide, we go into Enhanced Landslide and then into Primal Landslide to build up our Terramotes. Terramotes are very important. And keep in mind that using the Trample slide that summons out six landslides consumes up a lot of Terramotes, because each of those landslides, 6 of them, are going to be consuming a Terramote. So you're going to want to try and keep generating as much Terramotes as possible. So keep that in mind. This is very nice, very nice. You can pretty much stack infinitely landslides as long as you don't go to town, I believe. Then we're going to go into Predatory Instincts to increase our crit chance a little bit, and then we're going to go into Iron Fur to get some damage reduction while in Werebear form, which we are pretty much always going to be in Werebear form. Then we're going to get Earthern Bulwark, then Enhance Earthern Bulwark, and then Preserving Earthern Bulwark. Then we're going to get 3 points into Ancestral Fortitude, and then Vigilance. So every time you use your Earthern Bulwark, which is kind of rarely, this is like your oh crap button, you'll get a little bit more damage reduction. And come on down, you can get a little bit of Nature's Reach. This kind of helps for getting a little bit more damage for the distant enemies. And then we're going to come down into here, and we're going to max out Crushing Earth, because this increases our damage against stunned and immobilized and knockback enemies. And then Stone Guard fortifies you whenever you use the Earth skill. And then Critical Strikes with other skills fortify. Pretty nice. You should max out this one too. And then go into Mending, and then a little bit into Provocation. This lets you have another chance for overpower. If you're in Werebear form for 25 seconds, you can knock this down to 20 seconds. It just feels extra nice with this boon, because you're pretty much getting a lot of overpower attacks with this. It's nice, and we're always in Werebear form, so grab that. I would put a few points into that to knock down the cooldown. So every 20 seconds, 25 seconds, you're going to be doing overpower. Then I went into Trample. You only need to put 1 point into this. This is also optional. Enhanced Trample. And then I like to get a little bit of Spirit back, since this build relies a lot on Spirit. Then we come down into here, and we're going to go into Defiance. Your nature skills deal 12% increased damage to elites. So that would be your landslides that are going to be doing the nature damage. Your Pulverize, I don't think is, your Pulverize is not nature, but when you do your Trample and then your landslides come out, they're going to be doing some damage. And then you're going to want 1 point in the Circle of Life for just a little bit more healing. And Natural Disaster, your Earth skills increase damage to vulnerable enemies. And then just 1 point into Resonance. And for our main skill, we're going to be using is every time that it pops up, it's going to be Grizzly Rage. And we're going to be using Prime Grizzly Rage and then Supreme Grizzly Rage. And you're going to want to use this pretty much all the time, because every time you hit a crit on an enemy, you're going to be stacking up crits. So the longer you have Grizzly Rage up, the more crit strikes damage you're going to be pumping out pretty much. You can get up to like 1500 critical strike damage. Like, it's pretty insane. Eventually, I think they might nerf this, so take advantage of it while you still can. So then, under our key passes, we are going to take Earthern Might. So you're going to want to try and get as much lucky hit as possible so you can proc this. You also get additional chances when you do critical strikes or hitting enemies while they are stunned or immobilized or knocked back. So we are going to be doing a little bit of stunning here, so this kind of helps. But so you want to at least get a high crit chance and high lucky hit in order to proc this as much as possible, because getting all your spirit back is really nice, plus the guaranteed critical strikes for 5 seconds is extra nice as well. Alright, so let me show you guys the Paragon board here. Keep in mind, this is hardcore. This is not softcore. I'm not going to go for every offensive thing there is. So, we're going to come up through here. We're going to grab Prime, and we're going to get as much life as we can. Again, we're playing hardcore. We want life. We want resistances. We want all this stuff. We're going to get some damage. Your main glyph that you're going to want is Exploit. This is a very, very nice glyph. You're going to want to level this up as much as you can, because this is how we're going to apply Vulnerable for 3 seconds, and it resets every 20 seconds per enemy. Well, by that time they're pretty much going to be dead, but still, this is one of our ways to get vulnerable as well if you're not using Storm Strike. So, yeah, get that as soon as possible. Then we're going to come down here and we're going to get some more armor and life. It's going to help us survive and not get one hit, because one hit, you're dead in hardcore. Then you start over. Alright, so our next board, we are going to be going into the Ancestral Guidance board. I think it's called the Survival Instincts. I forgot what it's called exactly. But we're going to go up into here, and we're going to grab Reclamation. This really helps to get our spirit back, because we get 2 on kill, and then we get another one right here, and another one. So it adds up. And then we're going to want to go into Ancestral Guidance. After spending 75 spirit, you deal 30% more damage for 5 seconds. Pretty nice. We're going to be blown through spirit all the time, so this pretty much always procs. It's not 100% uptime, but it's pretty close. Then we're going to want to go over here and get some more spirit, some life, all that good stuff. Then you're going to want to come up here, get some spiritual power. This increases our core skill damage, so Pulverize and Landslide get affected by this. Very nice. Then we're going to want to come over here and get the Werebear aspect. Now I don't have this leveled up all the way, so it's this is not exactly optimized yet, because once I hit 100 on this build, I kind of like stopped leveling up glyphs and stuff like that. So it's up to you to find out which is more optimal by switching these out and, you know, making it more optimal for you guys. But as soon as I hit 100, I started making another character, because I was like, I want my experience to go somewhere else, you know. But yeah, this is not like super optimized yet. Eventually I'll get around to optimizing it. But yeah, I would recommend putting Werebear in here so you can get the damage reduction. This helps survive. And you want to go in here and get some more resistances and stuff. Then we're going to come up into this board, which is the Survival Instincts one. So we're going to come up over here. We're going to grab Ursine. Helps with our overpower. We're going to be using overpower quite a bit. And then we're going to come up and we're going to use the Fang and Claw glyph here. I was trying to level this up and I kind of gave up on it. But yeah, level this up as much as you can so you can get some more total armor while you're in Werebear form, because I think it affects these magic notes. Yeah, it affects these magic notes. But I think once this is leveled up all the way, you'll get a lot more armor. And then you want to pick up Grizzly as well. Then come up here and get some more armor, because armor is very nice right now. Then you're going to want to come over here and get the Survival Instincts. Then come on up over here and get Spearhead for some more armor and more damage towards healthy enemies. This is great for Pulverize because you want to try and kill enemies fast as possible with Pulverize. You don't want to be spending too much resource, so this is why I went with this route, basically. Then come over here, get some more fortified regeneration and damage reduction while fortified. And then come up into the next board, which is going to be the board with Earth-Earn Devastation, so our Earth skills are going to hit harder against crowd control enemies. So come on down over here and get Oppress. We're going to do more damage towards crowd control. Then come over here and get Earth-Earn Devastation. Then we're going to come up over here and get Slayer for more armor. I like to have as much armor because it is hardcore and I don't want to get one hit. And then come up over here and get Earth-Earn Power. This is really nice. More critical strike damage with Earth skills. Both of our Pulverize and Landslide are Earth skills, so fantastic. Benefits both. And then we're going to come and get this glyph. I still haven't decided what I want to put in here, so it's totally up to you. Like I said, this isn't like a super finalized build. This is what I used to race to 100. You know, the top, when they had that challenge on Twitter, you know, top 1,000 to reach 100 first, get on the Lilith statue. So I pretty much rushed and made things up on the go. And then we're gonna get Crushing Earth. So 20% Earth skill damage, pretty nice, I think. And that is pretty much it for the Paragon board. This is what I used. This is what worked out for me. Very smooth, very nice. Obviously, it's not min-maxed probably at all. I'm sure you guys could tweak it and get 50% more damage out of it maybe, and more tankiness somewhere out of it. But yeah, use this as a reference. This should help you out and guide you. Alright.